All right, hello everyone, and peace of the Lord to all of you. Please invite your friends. As long the will of Allah is different from the knowledge of Allah. So what is stupid? You keep saying everything in the knowledge of Allah, everything in the knowledge of Allah. And by the way, in the knowledge of Allah, there is nothing. We can't prove it. This is in the knowledge of Allah. Let us see the knowledge of Allah. What Allah He knew. Lili Da'wah, he says, it's amazing how Allah, He knew this, that Abu Lahab, he will not convert to Islam. Imagine, brother, if the chapter 111 come to be not true, Islam is destroyed. Why? Because if Abu Lahab converted to Islam, that will be a big problem. Well, let us move to the second chapter. You will see that all the Muslims Muhammad, he claimed they will not convert to Islam, they become Muslims. Chapter of the Kuffar, Al-Kafirun, verse number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you reject faith. Ayyuhal Kafirun. First translation, by the way, Kafirun, not reject faith. Kafirun is those who hide the truth, supposedly. Or they hide something. They cover something. It's an Aramaic word. It's not even Arabic. I worship not what you worship, nor ye worship what I worship. And I will not do worship what you worship, and you will not do worship what I worship, nor you will worship what I worship, and you will not do worship what I worship. What the falafel potato, and later all of them become Muslims. What is the knowledge of Allah? He just said, I will not worship what you worship. Oh, but all of us, we knew that Muhammad, he bowed down to the three daughters of Allah when he received the satanic verses, correct? So he did worship what they worship, because those pagans, they worship Allah and they worship his daughters with him. So Muhammad worship what they worship. This is number one, bust. Nor you will worship what I worship. All of them later they converted to Islam because Muhammad win the war and become Muslims. Nor will you worship what I worship. You repeat again. So Muhammad, God do not know the future. And we have tons of verses like this. Allah who knew the future. What Allah? He's specific in knowing. Allah is the only one knows what is inside the womb. How accurate that is. Allah, he knew what is inside. Well, any doctor for $10 he can show you right on the screen what is in your belly. Allah is the only one, he knows when the rain will come. Is that accurate? Is that really something Allah he predicted, that nobody will know when the rain will come save Allah? So the knowledge of Allah is a fraud. Allah know nothing. All those verses, and by the way, Allah himself, a womb is attached to his chair. And the womb speak to him. And that womb is part of him, which is a different story coming from the paganism. Chapter 38, look how many times he repeat the same thing. Chapter 13, verse number 8, Allah, he knew what every female she will give birth to. That's deep. Only Allah knows. Who knows save Allah? Nobody. Other verse. Allah, he knew the day of resurrection, and he knew, don't call me, I want a dog, just don't call me. Don't call. Allah, he knew when the day of judgment will be, and he knew where the rain will come down. and he knew what tomorrow you will earn. But there's many of those we know already. They can tell you a day in advance, sometime 2 days in advance, when the rain will come. So Allah don't know that, you know. You see, if this is a guy like making meditation 1400 years ago, saying that, I will say, okay, I'm like, you know, speaking about my God, only God knows. That's fine. But this is Allah himself talking and telling us what is unique about him. So we cannot say, well, here it's a guy who made a statement, but he don't mean it literally. Here he mean it literally. According to the Quran, hail is coming from mountains in heaven. I hope there's no noise from my fan. How Allah, he knew this, that hail is coming from mountains in heaven, and he break it down and he send it in us. That's amazing knowledge. And the Muslims, they try to cover it by saying, and he sent down from the sky mountain mass of a cloud. That's false. In Arabic, anyone who speaks Arabic will see it right away. وَيُنْزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مِنْ جِبَالٍ فِيهَا مِنْ بَرَدٍ فَيُصِيبُ. He sent from the sky, from mountains in it. Do you see how they try to cover the stupidity of the Quran? If you change the translator, this is Yusuf Ali. Let us see another Abdul. How does God, he say such a stupid thing? He sent down from the sky hail, between two brackets like this. You see that? And the Muslim, they said to you, we don't corrupt the Quran. Well, you just did. If Allah did not say like, why you are adding like? And what do you mean from the sky hail? Mountains? Because it says he sent down from the sky from mountains. And now the translator trying to fix it, supposedly. He's trying like, maybe this what he meant. There are in heaven mountains of hail, from where he sent down hail. And yes, this is what the Arabic is saying. Chapter 24, verse number 43. 24, 43. The Muslim understanding, the Muslim explanation, their scholars, their big beard, not potatoes in YouTube, kids. He sent down from heaven, read carefully. This is Tafsir al-Jalalain, and this is the official government website of the little potato, the king of Jordan. He think he's a king now. Thank you, British intelligence. He sent down from the heaven out of mountains. In Arabic, min jibal. Men extra are the rain, they're in the heaven. You know, like this is like explanation for the word in Arabic. So Allah is all-knowing. Allah, he knew. They ask the Muslim about destiny right away. He will tell you Allah knows everything. But as you see, Allah know nothing. Allah, he think the baby is created from a sperm who become a dead blood. Allah, he think that the thunder is an angel. Literally, not metaphorically. If you go to chapter 13, verse number 13, So stop saying Allah is all-knowing. Your God know nothing. Your God, he think Mary is the sister of Aaron, and her father is Amran, the father of Moses. When the Jewish guy, he came to him and he said, you know, by the way, you are wrong. Mary, there is 100 of you. I wish he did not come so he can say more stupid things. But then it was too late, because already he mentioned that Mary, she is the daughter of Amran. I mean, even he cannot even quote a name correctly. It is Amram, not even Amran. So the thunder in chapter 13, verse 13, it's an angel who is in charge of the cloud, driving them while constantly proclaim he praise. And he says, glory to Allah. You see, if a person meditating, I will say, no problem. I can say, well, the cloud praising God. I can say the grass praising God. I can say, but this is literally, it's an angel. The knowledge of Allah is not exist. If you remember, not long time ago, Lily Dawah, peace be upon her, she said that the scientific miracles in the Quran is nonsense. What? Nonsense. After 25 years, 30 years, the Abdul, they are collapsing with their lies. So all those years you were lying, thousands of videos, books, articles, it is a fraud. Not a single one of them is even true. In fact, it is the opposite. Going back to our topic, as long everything is by the will of Allah, why people should be punished? Read carefully. Verily Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in, and which he of necessity must commit. He must commit. And it's what? Is a very fixed portion. You cannot increase it, you cannot decrease it. Everything can you show the craziest story of weak hadith? Focus with me, my friend. Focus with me. Please, guys, be mature. What do you think? I am waiter for you? Bring me this dish, bring me that dish. We have a topic. So when you commit fornication, it's not your choice. When you do good deed, it's not your choice. If you are honest, it's not your choice. If you lie, it's not your choice. If you steal, it's not your choice. So what the choice we have? Abdul, he's trying to talk about the Trinity because he's ashamed of our topic. I demand, and he is the same time, he come every time say the same question. Who is the grandfather of Jesus? Well, ask your God. Is it your God he made Jesus without a father? How come you don't ask your God Allah? How come Jesus is the only one who is born, yet he don't have a father and a grandfather? But they don't. The Muslim, they have serious questions. Ask your God, how come your filthy prophet, who you claim he is the most honorable, he is dead, and the mosquitoes and the worms ate him, yet Jesus, who is supposedly not the best for you Muslims, he is in heaven playing chess with Allah. Those questions, they don't come to your head, but what come to your head, who is the grandmother of Jesus? That's really what is. How come you don't ask Jesus, how come you can make a dead person alive? Which means if we ask Jesus right now to bring the Eid Muhammad back to life, he can do it. And he will, just wait. That is my Jesus, not like your prophet. While my Jesus was rising people from death, your prophet was going after a 6-year-old girl. While my Lord, he was making the blind see, your prophet went blind. In fact, your prophet, he used to faint every 2 seconds. And you need to tell me why. Where is Allah? Oh, Jesus is not there. So the prophet, he kept fainting non-stop. His wife, she faint, he faint. I mean, the guy is a fainting machine. Do Allah predestiny for Muhammad to faint every 2 seconds? For sure he did. Why? Who is the one behind the fainting of the prophet? I want to know who is behind this conspiracy. Jesus in the cross, he have nails in his hands, his feet, torture, and he did not faint. Muhammad in the bed. The prophet, the messenger of Allah, fainted when he was sick. Then he woke up and he said, has the time for the prayer come? They said yes. He said, tell Bilal and call the adhan, okay? And then tell Abu Bakr to read the prayer and pray. He fainted again. And then he woke up again, and then he repeat the same thing. Has the prayer time come? Yes, Prophet. Okay, tell Bilal and tell to do the adhan and tell Abu Bakr to read the prayer. Okay, and then he fainted. What the heck? Where is Allah? Isn't it your prophet, he said, that the Nagla seed can save any illness? Take Nagla seed. Is that from the knowledge of Allah that Nagla seed can cure any disease? Just do it then. You see, the translation says Nagla seed is the remedy for every disease. It doesn't say that. It says Shifa'un. It is the cure. You take Nagla seed, you become a horse. Like what you have a problem, any problem, like you have even sexual problem, take Nagla seed. You will become like a horse. Your wife, she will thank me. And the prophet keep fainting. The doctor who cannot give himself a medicine. According to Mufti Mink, if Jesus, he waved his hand on the crowd, thousands of people will be healed. It doesn't matter. He don't even ask them, what is your disease? He just wave his hands and thousands of people will be healed. That is Jesus. And Muhammad is fainting. The last few years of his life, the guy, he can't even go to the bathroom. He can't even stand up. Is that from the knowledge and the destiny of Allah? When Muhammad, he died by poison, was that a destiny by Allah? Isn't it, this is a good question? Muhammad is so upset, saying to me, Allah will punish you for spreading falsehood. My friend, I'm reading your hadith. Is that the falsehood you are talking about? I'm reading your Quran. Isn't you Muslim? You say is everything is by the destiny of Allah? Isn't this is from the 6 pillars of faith in Islam? To believe in your destiny, which is Allah wrote for you 50,000 years before he created you, brother. So I want to know why Allah decided to kill Muhammad in such a way, and why he decided to save Jesus. as long everything is destiny, Jesus was saved from the cross by the will of Allah. No Muslim dare to say no. Muhammad, he died by the will of Allah. Wonderful. So I want to know, Mr. Falsehood, diarrhea, why Allah decided to kill Muhammad in such a way, and he decided to save Jesus. Remember, it's the destiny of Allah. Questions, it hurt their feeling. And not only that, when Muhammad, he said, I feel as if my aorta is being cut off from that poison. And again, by the way, this is Sahih Hadith. You cannot say this is a weak, da'if, that, you know, the game, potatoes. Isn't it this is the Quran says that there is a destiny. If Muhammad, he lie or fabricated, I will cut his artery. Allah said. Chapter 69, verse, Muhammad, he have all crazy stuff in chapter 69. That is a very favorite sexual position for the Prophet. If Muhammad had forged a false saying concerning us, Allah is one, by the way, but he like to say us. He's not comfortable with saying with me. I mean, think about it. Which one is better, being many or one? For sure, many. So Allah is very, very satisfied monotheist God. He loves to say us, because one, he is not. And me alone? Me? Me? No. No. Don't say that. Disrespect. Us. I mean, this is one of the funny, stupid things about this cult. They claim that their God is monotheist, and then their God who is monotheist, he loves to call himself us. So Mr. Us. Again, he say, we. Yeah, we or you. We. Okay, who is going to make decision now? When you say we, how many of you? No, it's only me. So why you say we? It's a fake we, fake we. It's just because I feel better. Ah, it's not a true we. Now I know why the ambulance, they say we. Okay, so we surely have seized him by his right hand. And by the way, where is everybody? Why we have only 1,667? Do you want me to ask Allah to curse you all? I will tell you a true story. Once I have like 2,000 people watching, and they were not behaving, so I cursed them. 2,000 people, second day, they woke up in the morning, they look like me. Unbelievable. And then like I start receiving letters from the court, what you did to them, you know, like black magic, well, you know, they sue me. And then I have to take them to Thailand to make surgery to get them back to the previous look, you know. But it was Allah, the will of Allah. So don't make me upset. I will curse you and you will wake up in the morning and look like me. Your wife, she will leave you right away, immediately. Not even a second after. Like, who's you? Who are you? Why you look like Christian Prince? And then you can even speak like me. You will say to her, first of all, I am the Christian Prince. I am the Naik. And then she will die laughing. She will have an attack. You'll have a new wife. Don't worry. So we surely should have seized him by his right hand. If he did what? If he fabricated the Quran. Okay? And then certainly we should cuff his life artery. Aorta. But this is exactly what happened to Dudu. Muhammad Dudu. Do you see, brother, how we prove the destiny of Allah? It was predestiny. Do you see how the destiny work in Islam? The hadith we mentioned before about Adam committing sin. And by the way, you cannot take what Muhammad say for granted, because Muhammad, he says that Allah wrote destiny In one place he says 50,000 years. In other place he says 50 years or 40 years. I mean, why the numbers for Muhammad, they are not fixed? Here it says, and here I find it very funny. I mean, how Moses, my cousin, and Adam, my grandfather, they met. As I know, there's a long distance and time between them. But you know, in the Middle East, things can happen. Both are Middle Eastern, so what you expect? Yeah. So, Prophet Adam and Moses, the prophet says that Moses, Adam and Moses, they argued. And I hate it when somebody disrespect his grandfather and he argue with. Look how rude Moses, man. Look how rude he's arguing with Adam. Show your respect to Adam. And he said to Adam, oh Adam, you are the father, our father, who disappointed us and turned us out of paradise. And by the way, this claim here is proving that the lies the Muslim, they say that Moses was a Muslim, is a big fat lie, because if Moses was a Muslim, he shall not and should not say such a statement, because this is what the original sin is. Original sin is because of Adam we are out of heaven. Muslims, they refuse that. They don't believe in that. And they claim that Moses is a prophet, he's a Muslim. But as you see, the Muslim prophet, he do not know the very basic teaching of Islam. Look like he is a fake prophet, fake Muslim prophet. And then Adam said to him, oh Moses, Habibi, Allah favor you, and he talked to you directly, and he wrote the Torah for you with his hand. By the way, the Muslim believe that God did not write the 10 Commandments to Moses. They believe that Allah, he wrote the whole Torah. So imagine the poor Moses, how many rocks he have to carry with him down from the mountain. The whole Torah in rocks. Hey Moses, where are you going? Oh, I have like 3,000 rocks left, 5,000 rocks, 10,000 rocks. Moses, are you joking? The whole book of Torah, Allah, he wrote it in the rocks. How big the rocks? Big rocks. So Moses, he spent his life carrying rocks. You know, he go to the mountain, Allah, he write a rock for him a day. He come back, okay, he delivered to the Jews. A week after he go to the mountain, Allah give him another rock. And this is how the Torah, brother, was created. This is why in America there's mountain, they call them the Rocky Mountains, because Moses was there. Otherwise, what they call it, Rocky Mountain? There's no rocks there. Because all the rocks, Moses took them. Allah, he used them to write the Torah, and Moses carried them all the way to Jerusalem, which is not far. So Allah write it by his hand, and listen carefully here, by his hand. By his hand. Okay, so Allah, if you want something to happen, he said let it be, is going to be. So why he's using his hand? Isn't it you Muslim, you say that Allah created the pen and he ordered the pen to write everything? What happened to the pen? Is it out of ink? Let us see, maybe we can find the pen story. Where is the pen story?
Whether it is good, sixth is of Iman, of faith, that no Muslim can be a Muslim without believing in them. So the last sixth pillar of it all is to believe in predestiny, to believe in what Allah had ordained, whether it is good or other than that. Now, people are usually confused. So they ask, is everything written down of our future? Yes. My spouse? Yes. My children, my provision, whatever is going to happen to me until I die? The answer is yes. The Prophet told us, alayhi salatu wasalam, when Allah, the Almighty, created the pen, He ordered the pen to write
I mean, look, Allah is busy. I mean, why you want to write anything? But in there it says Allah, He wrote the Torah. Thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. Until we see you soon again. God is good. So is Jesus. Amen to that. See you soon.